all these changes, and yet where do we need to be at financially so that I understand we have a fluid balance to be able to pay the premiums and all the claims that come in. But we've got to figure out a solution long term because we can't keep coming back year after year after year with these rates. We've got to do something internally. I don't know what that is, but I just feel like it's frustrating. I think, just like we've said many times, and I'm not trying to beat the dead drum here many times, but we have to do something on our end to help the individuals out. Because I think right now the feeling is we just keep telling everybody else to make the changes, which I understand their tiers and their out-of-pocket expenses are directly related to what they want to do. But we got to be able to start showing something that we're doing on the backside, which I think we are. I just think it needs to be better.
Well, I'm glad, Cole, I'm glad you're vice chair, so we need to figure this out. But I do think, I don't know, just based on what we talked about over the last few years, I do think it's a consolidation of plans. I think, and that's what Randy has talked about. I mean, if we go down from 59 to 10 plans or whatever it is, but we need the assurance that that's going to be a long-term, and I know there's ups and downs, volatility to all of this. I mean, having an $8.5 million claimant is just mind-boggling to me.
Can next time, can we get like a breakdown of how many are on each plan so that we can maybe start narrowing it down? I don't know.
We can provide that. And also to answer your question, Cole, of what you brought up about what do we need? If you would like, we can bring that up every meeting, but the actuary did a study and suggested a reserving dollar, which we showed in the last meeting, but we'll make that as a re-emphasis of what we're trying to get to on this ultimate reserve for a fund balance, because the more we grow, that also grows. So because it's a function of how much claims you have on hand to pay claims as a fund balance, and there was the formula that the actuary shared with us. But we'll make a point of emphasis to kind of review that every time to keep perspective of the finance versus the renewal, and also versus your point is well taken as to focusing on this, but the reason that we cover about some of those other things, those are strategic things that do make a difference and move the needle, if you would, as it relates to groups that because we manage thousands of groups across the country, and we see consistency of the ones that do certain things versus the ones that don't do it. And there is a correlated trend for 2 or 3 things that groups will do that really make this the most significant difference. But we find it sometimes easier in the private industry to do that versus public environments. And that's just a difference of operations. It's not judging one over the other. It's just how they function. And so anyway, I just wanted to make that comment.
And I will say, I would not be surprised if the IBNR adjustment, you can see last year it was 500,000 that we swung it. I wouldn't be surprised that it's a higher number. I mean, this 2.3 could go down to 1.5, something like that. So it's not building, like that surplus. This number is going to go down, and like you mentioned, having the surplus in there to be able to pay those claims, that's built from operations, not just dipping into the deposits. But it is difficult, but that's the only way we can get there. So having the net income and them not, making sure your members don't think, well, you guys made 1.5 this year and we have these rate increases. Yeah, but last year we only made 200,000. There's not a whole lot you can do for a plan if you're only adding $200,000 to the surplus every year.
Yeah, if they knew how much money we're talking about, like the 54 million.
Right, exactly. Paying out 66.9, million dollars in claims that we paid out. That's, when we're only bringing in, last year was 200,000. So even if we bring in 1.5 this year, on the scale of things, it's pretty minimal.
So Mike, can we clarify? We have a subcommittee that was formed, right, to start talking and moving down the road on unifying some plans or restructuring in that way, correct? Or what does the process look like to start going down that road in a serious way?
I think we should start very fast. I think, you know, get something on the agenda. And I don't know, we have a committee that looked at, are we, you know, for the option 4 that we adopted, I mean, is that an appropriate committee, Brenna, team? Where do we start?
I think that was the plan, to start with them.
Yeah. So I mean, I would like to see within the next month that we have a meeting in place to start looking at some options. Because I think we might have to force it to happen for school districts.
Over a 5-year period or something, they have to switch to these plans.
Yeah, I mean
But Mike, I think it's not just for school districts. I think if we're going to do it for the trust, it should be the whole. That's my opinion, speaking on behalf of political subs.
Yeah.
If there's 59 plans and, 30 of them are political subs and 29 are schools, we don't want the schools to go down from 29 to 5 and then the political subs are still at 30. I think it's a discussion across the board for all members. That's just my thoughts.
And then Randy and the team, if we head down that path where we consolidate to whatever number, I mean, we have to have some return on investment in that, or, we might have more than 2 that are looking to leave. I mean, those are the things that we need to do. Okay, so we've got Randy posted something in chat here, but so I guess Brenna, let's can you put a doodle together and we try to get something on the agenda mid-March and we start really looking down this path? Because I think obviously, October's set, January's set, like it'd be really nice to have clear direction by next year.
Yep, I can make a poll for the committee.
And if you want to be a part of that committee, we'll take you. I don't know, Steve.
Sure,
Yeah.
I'd be open to it. I mean, yeah, whatever.
Okay. Add Steve to that list.
I will.
Okay.
Well, and then I just want to make one comment that is a good positive thing, and that is in the marketplace, everybody this year had to fund anywhere from 3 to 5% of their premium increase that hasn't been revealed yet towards GLP-1s. We dodged a bullet going into it this year by doing what we did do on a plan change. Because that could have been another 2 to 3% increase on top of what we're seeing.
Okay. I think we've ended the agenda here. We've got some to-do things to happen. Accept a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Jenny, second.
Second.
Cole, second.